The intro.
Yeah, I played, but then the sound was dipping in and out. I don't know. That's the
Stream
intro. We're
yours.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what are we gonna do in 2026? At this point, we're locked into StreamYard. They killed Zoom. They killed Skype. They took. They took Tina Turner. They took Bobby Brown. They did
I
it
don't know if they
all.
took Zoom. Zoom, you can still do it, but I don't know about all that.
But thanks, versus Davis. We're back. Thank you for joining us for the third time in the last 6 days. This man is tired of talking, so I'll do a lot of the talking this week. But he
That's
does
most of
have
the
some.
time, but it
He
don't
does have
matter.
some stuff to get off his chest because I angered him last night. So let's go straight into the 15 minutes of wrestling talk.
Oh god.
You have to just say it on air because you were mad at me, and then you gave me my receipt this morning, which I can't say on air as much as
Yes,
I
you
would
can.
like
Go
to.
ahead.
I'm not trying to start a war.
Ain't no war.
I would make it a war, trust me.
All right, I guess it don't fucking matter. But go ahead.
Well, I had sent you a screenshot of a person's tweet. The person who wrote this article said that Jade Cargill has been training with Booker T via Zoom. And that's funny to me for a number of reasons. One, Booker T training anyone's a fucking joke to me because
All right, explain that one.
sure he has reality of wrestling, and sure they gave us Roxanne Perez, and sure they got Zilla Fatu.
Athena, man. you-
No, and again they've gotten a few people, but that's also their Mark Henry. I found Bianca Belair. They spam that shit like, okay, we get it. You
Yeah,
don't
because
need
he
to
trained
train.
the Usos as well.
The Usos have family lineage. That's not training them. All you got to show them is, hey, here's one, two, three things. But you watched how many fucking cousins and uncles do this for 15 years? Like, you don't need to train those guys.
You still gotta do it on your own, but I get what you mean.
No, no, they didn't need any training. Especially the Usos. Out of all those guys, they didn't need any training.
Why is that?
Because you could just tell they picked it up naturally. I think more so than any of the family members before or since. They've seen, obviously now their endurance is shit, but that's years of hitting the bottle one too many times,
Yeah,
especially on
doing
the
it for
road.
15 years as a pro.
But yeah, Booker T to me, he's a horrible OG because he was Mr. Gatekeeper. He was hating on Biggie. He was hating on Kofi Kingston. He's missed. Ironically, he has a
I
lot more.
get the Kofi
No, no,
hate, but not
no,
Biggie.
no. We're not. No, we're not doing. Kofi
I don't give.
Kingston.
I've said it on air before. I
Kofi
don't give a
Kingston,
damn.
what for
I
11
don't give a
years
damn.
was one of the best workers in the company. Was he a great talker? No, never. He took the role that Shelton Benjamin had, plain and simple. The workhorse in the middle of the card, and the guy you hope one day gets the opportunity. And then one day he got his opportunity. But was he ever great on the mic? Not when he was Jamaican. Not when he was feuding with Randy Orton. Obviously not
Not
when they.
when he was bucking and dancing either with pancakes.
I was just about to say in the group there were two obviously better talkers in Biggie and Xavier Woods. Um, and they gave him the solo run of a lifetime in terms of Kofi Mania, but at the same time, Booker T's hating, and he's hating just like Swerve was hating, and that's two sides of the same coin, in my opinion, because they got to be that only one at the top, Mister Five Time, Five Time, Five Time, Five Time,
Yeah,
the 2 time Hall of Famer
it's
and all that.
embedded in history, and I can't get into it. But yeah,
His
that's what I
ego
know.
again of trying to be the one and only because, all right, that's how WCW treated him in the dying days after the racial discrimination suit. Let's not forget. And then he goes to WWE where they make him do all the comedy skits with Stone Cold and Goldust and Boogeyman and his wife and Kurt Angle and all that. Again, they didn't treat him as a serious title contender. King Booker was a joke that they were like, well, we're tired of Rey Mysterio's title run. Let's just give it to this guy until Batista's ready. Like that's his whole career is the guy who wishes he had the run that guys to the side of him had. And now he's the worst commentator. Bring back Jerry Lawler because He is the worst fucking commentator.
Bring back Jerry Lawler is the title, by the way.
He is the worst commentator in wrestling history. I can't think of anyone worse than him. Oh yeah, that's how we. Oh yeah, oh that's my type of girl right there. Oh yeah, she
Let me tell you
look.
something too.
Oh,
Jerry Lawler agreed with you about that, but he also would have a disagreement about the
but
person
also
you
fuck
fought it
Jerry
with in your
Lawler. But
personal
fuck
life.
Jerry
Yeah,
Lawler as
I'm
well
about to
because
say.
they're yeah either way. But for him to try to get
Wait,
through
what year Jerry
Jade
Lawler? Not Attitude
Eddie
Era.
Ruthless Aggression era Jerry Lawler. All right.
Okay, yeah, because Attitude Era, you had to have that. That shit was too funny.
Um, he wants to he's gonna try to get through Brian Danielson. He couldn't get through Jade Cargill, the master technician of the last 20 fucking years. Couldn't get to this girl, but Booker T and his spinaroonie and his he's gonna tell
Bookend,
Jade Cargill.
the fake Booker, the fake right bottom.
The bookend, the scissor kick, he's gonna be the one to tell Jade Cargill, here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do to take it to that next level.
Via Zoom.
What you and I are doing right now, not in the ring. To paraphrase Allen Iverson, not in the ring, not where the shit actually takes place.
Where you have to get your reps in to get good.
Yes.
Yeah. Even Marco Stunt got in the ring. And look what happened. He said, I'm going to go get a job where I ain't got to get hurt.
Yeah.
No, he's smart. That's what I'm saying. I'm saluting him. He said, let me go do something else because this ain't going to work out. I wish most of these dumb motherfuckers would do that. But like, you know what? HVAC ain't a bad. That's what I'm saying. Everybody, if you need the HVAC connect,
you gotta stop. I know that this is great cross promotion of REOP, but the HVAC, all right, I get it, bro.
That pays $70,000 or more.
She probably can't even do that.
I ain't saying her. She good. You said something I can't say. None racial people, but you said something about her I don't want to say. You said she a trophy wife,
and that ain't a bad thing because that's what a lot of women are. in her position.
But it's cool when you do it, but when I do it, fuck them.
No, because when I say I'm just like, because anyone who sees optics of women who want to get famous, what's more often the case? They're married to someone who's super rich or super famous.
Let me ask you a question.
They start wanting shit for themselves, but it's all because they know they're the prize standing next to the famous guy or the rich guy.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm not saying that again, and that's not a negative. It's just the term you would use to describe someone like that.
Yeah, but it sounds sexist, and then I'm gonna ask you a question after that.
I was the guy defending women 3 weeks ago when y'all said they can't do shit.
I didn't say that 3 weeks ago. That was
2 weeks
yesterday.
Ago.
Let me ask you a question,
circle, brother.
I thought you had goggles on top of your head. I was like, it ain't that damn cold.
No, I had to change up my look today. I had to start wearing some bright stuff because last night Joe said I looked like a vampire. I've been dressing like a vampire as of late. I'm like, damn, Joe, that cut me deep. I can't be wearing all black and showing my hair like that. So now I got to dress. No, he doesn't. He either's got the. I don't know what you know that. I think Davis looks like a vampire. He does either the high kind of register or the subtle Mr. Cool.
Hey, I think Davis is Tom Cruise and Eyes Wide Shut.
He's either got like in the Rick Rude type of like energy, or he's got the opposite. Yeah.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
When last time you seen Aisha Curry and Jada Pinkett?
Well, I think the last time we saw Aisha Curry is when I said she was a terrible person and that you should have left her ass, when we talked about that on either tangents or an ROP bonus.
She said all that. Look, that's why I knew the season was cursed for the Warriors, and I'm not even Warriors mark.
Jimmy Butler, that was years of him being corny as fuck happening to his knee. That's all those years of abandoning those teams, being fucking goofy at the media day shit. That was years and years of karma finally getting to him at this point.
But look, she started at the beginning of the season. We ain't heard from her since then. I said,
He told her to shut the fuck up.
Right. I'm already having a bad season. I think my damn power forward is autistic. He just do stupid shit all the time. I'm not calling
No,
people stupid,
he
but I'm
just
talking about Draymond Green.
that's what he is. He just
You calling him Festus?
yeah.
That's what he when he get a bad call that trick room, the
Yeah.
biscuits and gravy.
What happens every time someone touches him? He goes and
The
starts
boy is slow. He ill willy as the people in the
in
South
more
say.
ways than one. Because you've ever seen him run up the court?
Yeah, I want to say his arms be feeling.
Yeah. But
All right. So when last time you seen Jada Piggy?
I could, if she was gone, hey,
Hey, I always got certain conspiracies, but I'm like, hey man, we ain't heard from her in a minute. Did he like lock her in a closet? You both nigga geeky.
maybe that's why he's going from pole to pole because he's trying to hide that
Hey,
body
hey,
along the
hey,
trail.
brother.
Like he's
Hey,
got in his backpack, he's just got limbs that he's tossing out over, his
hold on.
trail.
Double entendre, and it's a conspiracy of all that. Mike, I mean, why is he going all these Arctic places?
He's a weird guy. Again,
No, he weird in more than one way, but I'm saying, hey, we ain't seen her. Did he lock her in
well,
the closet?
he's post famous weird, which is once you get like what Chris Pratt is right now. Once you get so super fucking famous and successful, you become super weird.
Yeah, didn't Chris Pratt say something the other day? He said something about I should do this role or some shit he said, but I could tell that fame starting to dwindle down. After this movie come out that nobody gonna see next month, it's over, buddy. You
No, it's
better
this
enjoy it.
weekend.
Okay, see,
It's right.
exactly.
It's right now. It's right here.
Ain't nobody watching that. Hey, get ready to learn Super Mario, pal. That's your bread and butter right now. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy. He was like, yeah, we were
They
supposed
ain't
to come
coming.
back.
Nope.
Yeah, he said we were supposed to
Not with
come back.
James Gunn. Not with James. They're not gonna touch Guardians unless James Gunn is there, and obviously James Gunn won't be there until they fire him in the next 3 years.
I said, dog. They said you coming back, but they ain't say how. You gonna come back for a cameo? Ain't nobody trying
I
to see
mean,
Star Lord.
yeah, they'll probably do stuff like that, but overall, they are not
Yeah,
going to do the same.
he gonna be
They're
the
not going
he
to
he
do.
man. He better learn how to do Garfield too. Do Garfield too. Do Super Mario 3 and 4. Then do Smash Brothers when that come out. And that's it, bro. You do voiceover work, get that chili from that. But far as you being famous or you being on the screen again like that, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
And that's what the person to bring it back that we're talking about wants. They want to be on screen. They want to be famous. But guess what? That doesn't work for you like it worked for The Rock. Like it's working
It
for.
did work for him. He actually has personality.
No, I'm saying for Jade Cargill, it's not going to
Yeah, she don't
work.
have
Like
personality.
that's what I'm saying. Like she's not because like I've told everyone for years, she's only in wrestling to transition into movies and
Yeah,
TV and to be an actress because, like I've said, her management team probably said, take this route. You got a good body. Obviously, you got a look that isn't, you know, typical for film, especially these days, because what kind of roles are you going to have where women look like her are going to be in what? A regular comedy or a regular drama? Like,
it's not
and
gonna
or
happen.
yeah. So they're going to do the thing, the Dwayne Johnson, John Cena, Batista method, where they're going to start building roles for you or building movies around you. But like I've said, over and over until she gets to that point, which obviously isn't going to happen. She has to actually wrestle. And I looked it up. So if you want some stats, apparently all but 6 of her matches have been under 10 minutes since joining WWE.
Yeah, that's
10,
all
like
that
10
means.
minutes, 10 minutes or more. She's only had 6 matches go over.
What did our good brother call her? Modern day Ahmad Johnson?
No. I'm the one who started all this. This is
No, you
me.
did. It was both of us. But if you
No,
want to take
no,
credit,
I
I don't give
no,
a
because
damn.
you do all that horny shit and all that. Because like, that all
Still
like I was,
do.
because
I
when I
was
was
on
pointing this
break
shit out
last
last
night,
week,
brother.
when I was pointing this shit out last week when it was on chugging, y'all want to get quiet when there's I'm like, because again, she's been champion since November 1st, and there hasn't been a single fucking title defense.
But look, everybody's starting to get a heat of it now as far as her title. I don't know about the long
Now,
term.
now you mean
I'm just
not when
telling
it
you
was
what happened
happening?
when we
Not when
said
it was
this.
happening the first time in another company, but since she jumped ship, it was okay to say, Oh, she good. She really good now. When they were calling her Goldberg in AEW in the
And she
same
was,
lanes,
and you know what's
just
crazy? She was better over there.
that's my fucking point.
And we said that recently, and then we said all this in 2022. We was the first people to say that triple bypass trick, y'all, man. We was the first people to say all that 4 years ago. It just, again, they kill the prophet and hang them up when they ain't got no physical evidence. So it's like I ain't tripping off of it. I'm just saying he said it, I said it, we said it about everything. My
Yeah,
whole thing is
all the
you
tweets
can't
last
do shit
night.
on Zoom, dog. Everybody in their office now. Hey, COVID over. You gotta do everything in the office. So going into a ring that makes you millions of dollars, you already boasting and bragging and said where it's going to. I don't spend my money, I give it to my daughter. That's what's up. But get in the fucking ring so you can do that. Cause then eventually TKO, they make a lot more decisions, more than demanding three H's. They might say, hey man, we paying her just to look good. Hey, the time is now. It's time to go.
And all you
Don't
see
get
last night
comfortable.
are exactly, and all the tweets last night are the same thing, which is why ain't she defending this title? Why ain't she having matches?
But
Why
to
is it
be
just
fair, a
all?
lot of people don't
Why is
defend
it
that
just
title,
all?
except for the tag title. Like it was a tag title match for like the 20th time in the past month. They
Well,
just don't
that
care.
goes back to like I was trying to tell people over like the way he booked NXT. It was like that. Like they didn't have title matches like that every week or every month because he was saving it for takeovers, which is why also if you look at the fucking cage match, you'll see like Johnny Gargano really only wrestled on NXT once every 2 months. So he could save it all up for takeover and spam like crazy, like we talked about a few weeks ago, because that was a Triple H philosophy of, rest up, make appearances, have squash matches, go all out for the big shows. But since they have big shows every month compared to NXT having them every, 2.5 to 3 months,
But he
they did
deserved
it.
it.
But I'm
He's
saying
done the
the reason
time.
they can't. I'm saying they can't sustain that on the main roster because it was one show that was an hour. They got 2 hours when they went to USA to compete with AEW. Now he's got two shows that have to be close to 3 hours, and you got these stacked rosters in which people just sit at home doing nothing,
Which is
or
fine.
you turn Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne into gringo luchadors. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I found that out recently. I'm like, what the fuck is that about?
I missed that one.
They're the guys with the El Grande Americano. That's who those guys are. It's
Oh
Pete Dunne and
shit, I
Tyler
didn't know
Bate.
that.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like Triple H's grand fucking ideas. Let's just throw mask on these guys, and like that's the best we can do
Culture
with them.
appropriation. Yeah.
Well, I mean that was his whole fucking career.
Yeah, like I wonder if the conquistadors was like Puerto Rican or Polish.
Like, well, the conquistadors thing was always just used as like a red herring type of trick.
I don't know, wrong, because she got a lot of shutting down to do because he been tweaking the past year or so, 2 years.
Years. It goes back to SmackDown announcing days. All of it.
Sop her up like a biscuit. Hey, but look, to be fair, I get it. It was sexy red. He got good taste. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, I've talked about this with Kiki. Sexy Red only looks good when she has the black hair, and if she had those face tats, she would look better.
Let me tell
But
you
she had those
something
face
right now.
tats gone.
Face tats, no tats, on tats, press on tats. She get it right now. What she
Hey, that's
say?
all. That's all you
You
need.
know the lyrics? Boy, you know this bad. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
But I mean, this sent you into a tailspin. You're really underselling it now because you got all your hate out last night. But
Dude, you just
you
can't
have,
do your job on Zoom. Like I said, look,
but she can't. But she can't even do her job at all. Is the point?
well then we gotta figure something else out.
They have figured out. It's called just let her walk around with the title. Because we can't fire her because then we're gonna look like the ones who fumbled after everyone said Tony Khan fumbled, and they can't have that mud on their face, especially after the R-Truth situation. And they
Man, I'll tell
can't.
you what. You know what I'm about to say.
Go
You
ahead,
know
say it.
what I'm the EO, I'll use it like the sock. I'm going right in there. Pause. If the old man was here, hey, you don't want to work.
No.
No. You gonna stop talking about the legend? I'm telling you what he would do. You gonna
You know,
stop
all
it?
right. I swear to, if I
First of
could
all, she
take,
wouldn't look. He would have gave this shit a trial period. He'd be like, "All right, this ain't working out. But
you
you
mean the
about it.
guy who was booking Riddick Moss to be the next world champion would have given it a trial period?
Check this out. Who else did he give a trial period to and it worked out?
If you say Austin Theory, I swear to God, I'm gonna.
No, because that the mandatory three aces is a hater. So that trial period shouldn't have been. It should never happen again. I like Austin Theory, but the thing is, he showed up, took his fucking hoodie off. He ain't said a word since because
Well,
he's
he's
a
not that
fucking
good.
hater.
He's not that good of a talker. I mean, that whole group is guys who can't talk, which is why they put
Who's
Paul
the
Heyman
best
with them.
talker there right now?
That's why they put Paul Heyman with them because, all right, you got Logan Paul who can't talk even on a podcast.
Yeah,
You got Braun Breaker who literally has
Paul
to think
Heyman.
before. You got Braun Breaker who literally has to think before he says any word. You got
Well,
Bronson Reed who
look at the lineage, brother.
you got Bronson Reed who I'm shocked does an oink in between his words.
Oink.
And then you got because he looks like a fucking pig.
That's
And then you got Austin Theory who, I mean, when he uses his words, he gets into trouble. But I mean, he only was using his words in DMs. So,
dude, I ain't heard Austin Theory talk since 2023.
but overall, that's why I put Paul Heyman in that group. It has people forget he couldn't get Curtis Axel over, he couldn't get Cesaro over, he couldn't get Ryback over. He's a great talker for himself, but he just isn't a miracle worker for everyone.
No,
That's why
because the people that he actually managed could actually stand on their own 2 feet and talk.
Well, that was the thing. It's not like he was a fraud. I'm saying because he's a great talker on his own. But I'm saying him co-signing someone isn't always an automatic stamp. If he was the booker, then yes, because that's how he worked so well in ECW. Because he was able to make guys like Spike Dudley, Tajiri, Taz, Mike Austin, all those guys look like unstoppable or at least competitive. Because that's how he's smart as a booker, and he probably will be able to make these guys look better if he had the book instead of triple bypass like we've been talking about. But the Jade Cargill thing, y'all are finally seeing it, and y'all were too scared to say it for years and years and years because you can't look like a hater online.
No, that side of Twitter was scared.
They're too scared to say it online, but they're saying it behind closed doors.
I don't know why.
Because they're scared she'll say something back to them.
Okay. It's the fucking shit. Look, man, I live in this world, right? It's called reality. If I turn this motherfucking phone off, if I turn my laptop off, turn the mic off, guess what? Nobody exists to me anymore. Unless they physically right here. So why the fuck would you care about how a millionaire feel about you when you got to get up and go to work in this code? I don't get motherfuckers. You want to interview that bad for fucking what? How does that help your platform? Is it going to equate to money? Again, I gotta have the same conversation I had years ago about this podcast shit. If you ain't doing something to get money involved, what the fuck is you doing it for to be cool? I don't want to do shit to be cool. Motherfucker, I want some paper. I don't do shit for haha. I do it for pay. That's why I'm doing all this shit, all right? And I love it. But if I didn't love it, trust me, I wouldn't do it. It just ain't all about the money. But at the same time, what are these wrestling marks doing it for? To say I'm cool, I kick it with her or whatever? Man, I don't give a fuck unless I'm beaten. I'm be blatantly honest with y'all. What we gonna talk about? Man, that's crazy.
Well, that's how we're gonna wrap it up because this is
flamed up.
This is what was crazy. If you had to put an over under on the amount of days until he says it, what's your number?
Tomorrow.
So you think he says it tonight at Saturday night's main event?
Dude, he's saying it right now. We just don't see him on camera. But
well, that's different. You have been saying for months at this point that he is gonna lose control, which he basically said in that promo last night with Cody. Y'all just think I'm crazy. Y'all just think I'm gonna lose control. I can't act right. And I'm like.
And then he said, "Oh, you think I'm like the other Samoans?" And then everybody, the extras
No. He what he really meant is you think I'm one of them because Cody Rhodes was talking to him like he was a black man. You've been to prison. You have
Yeah,
lots of kids. A man like you screwed a white man like me over. And Cody Rhodes is saying this with his fucking IRS suspenders on. Like, okay. But
and then Uzi
and
had to tell him, man, 7 kids, 1 mattress.
like why is he was talking like he was the fucking game? Like
I'm telling you, dog, that shit is just like if you close your eyes, you listen to Mozzie rapping because he sounds just like Mozzie. But I'm telling y'all, it's gonna happen, bro. Like, and lately, that's what I'm saying. Like before, he had a little bit, but now he just been flaming up the past 3 weeks. I said, "What's going on here, buddy?" Now, mind y'all, the area where Davis from and that section, he from Sacramento, being Jacob, but like it's a lot of Bloods in Northern California. There's some Crips too, but they don't, as
I
they
was gonna
say, do
say
politics.
the gangs really more in my area were more blue affiliated than blood affiliated. Because I think I was wearing red one time walking on the train tracks from high school to get home and almost got pressed and checked it off. And I'm like, come on. And I was like, and I know so and so, like, I ain't trying to do this and that. And they let me
Yeah,
walk on by. But yeah, it was just that thing. So, like, and the guys that my brother were hanging out with kind of, again, were more on the blue side than the red side. So, but yeah, no, to see a guy like dressed like this on national TV,
I said,
again,
dog, who? My thing is, ain't
who's
nobody gonna
gonna
say
tell him
shit.
no? It's like who's gonna tell him no? Watch Unreal. You
Eventually,
think
you gotta
that
say something,
who is gonna say something?
motherfucker. All them producers and shit. See, don't let Michael PSA say something.
He's
So
saying the word just like him.
I know that's what I'm saying. He said so.
So what's he gonna be able to tell him? And he is he gonna stand up to him so he can get knocked out?
He ain't gonna lose his job like that. He's too smart for that. Again,
I,
dog, I ain't here. You know how this is what the NBA is missing? A can't go back all star. He's definitely a can't go back all star. All right, the
well,
way
I mean,
he
Anthony
act, the
Edwards is
way he
kind of the
work.
can't go back all star.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If we had more, the league wouldn't be. That's why the business is in the way that it is right
All
now.
right, are you and all right? Okay,
You can
that's
take the
a whole
picture
nother
off too,
conversation.
brother. I think they want to see our pretty faces. We
That
see
it's
one
just a
pretty
crazy
man.
it's just a crazy visual. Again, like you said, so like how can you just let someone go on national TV in 2026? And again, there's no but when you see that writer's room, I was almost right. The writer's room,
That's what I'm saying.
uh, who's gonna catch up on that reference?
So my thing is, he not okay. He's not bothering anybody, right? Obviously, people know his background, so that's why it works out. So I wouldn't say nothing per se if I was back there. I'm like, man, let him rock out because he not dumb. He like he was saying, like his promos. This is what people be talking about, promos from the heart. This is what we need. You can't write the shit he say because it's coming from a place. Again, he told y'all last night, can't go back all star. I got 7 kids. We was on the mattress. I'm not trying to lose my position, and you don't need to at this point because you're making a shitload of money. And then besides that, you're gonna keep on making a shitload of money. Eventually, you're gonna be somewhere. Maybe world champion, I don't know, but you're gonna be somewhere close
I
to
mean,
it.
at this point, like I told you, I'm shy. For some reason, I thought he was older, but he's 33, so that does
I
help.
thought he was too. Everybody else thought he was. I thought he was like 40 for some reason. And it's not because he moved like he 40, he just talked like he 40.
Yeah.
That's that's how you know you got a tough life, bro. When we think when you look young, he don't look old. But
No, he don't.
seven
It wasn't.
kids,
It's just for. Well, I mean, they were all kind of like shockingly old when they debuted. Being the Usos, where I think had already turned 30 when they made the main roster. Same thing with Roman. All that. Like they all like took years because again they were trying to make it in football first and all that. So I think I just lumped him in the same thing of like, even though he actually I think is the one. He was obviously on the Indies the longest, but yeah, in terms of like to be wrestling that young, he probably had one of the was one of the ones that started earlier, like I said, compared to them. But
yeah, he
um,
I think when he got out, he started wrestling immediately. He started
yeah,
training. So it's the indie part of it, and then because I we've known of him, shit. I think I've known of him for about 10 years or so. Um,
Yeah, I think the first time I heard about him probably was 2018, 2019, when it was like there's another one, and like he kind of looks more like Umaga and wrestles like him. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Like, because that's the one we need today. Like,
And just the motherfucker like do triple like
yeah.
backflips. Yeah. So it was like moonsault. So I've heard of him for years. Mind y'all, he's lost weight. I mean, he was doing all that shit, and he wasn't wearing shoes. And I think he said something because that Breakfast Club and his club, like his media run last year was fucking hilarious. I said, yeah, this really him. When he said, shit, I couldn't afford no shoes to wrestle with. I think he said on Club 520, me and Dad was talking about it. He actually said it on there, but it's a podcast. Now he didn't say it on Breakfast Club, but saying it on there like once or twice, he let it slip. I don't think they was tripping because if you close your eyes, like I keep trying to tell Doc, notice
Don't do that test.
that
Don't do
he's
that test. No,
no, he sound like one.
okay, all right. Tell that to
But
Cody
at the
Rhodes
same
and all
time,
his fans, because
he got
that
fans.
promo.
It's a bunch of 10-year-olds with neck
Because that
tattoos as well.
because like I was saying last night, that promo people were like, oh, this is the heel Cody Rhodes that we need and deserve. You mean the guy who's gonna?
They've been
Yeah,
saying that for 2 years.
I'm like, you mean the guy whose gimmick as a heel will legit be Mr.
Matt,
Racist White Man? Because who's he gonna feud after him? Damien Priest gonna go, and what's he gonna do? You Puerto Ricans, you're all the same with your flags and your hair and your eyebrows. Who's he gonna face after
your
that?
Nietzsche jeans.
Sami Zayn. You people from over there and the what's going on over there. Oh, I know all about. Like, that's gonna be his gimmick. He'll turn into racist as Cody Rhodes if he's a heel because he can't be anything else as a heel.
Right. Like people talk about MJF just being an incel. No, no, no.
Well,
Y'all
he
don't know that
is.
Cody
He literally
Rhodes.
is because he can't
He
go a
is
fucking second about suck my
cursing.
dick. I
Yeah.
fuck your wife. Blah blah blah. Come.
That's why I'm not a fan. Because some jabroni on TikTok said Miz or MJF. I said Miz by a long fucking shot. Because you know why? He's been drawing money for 20 years and he don't do the
All right.
incel shit.
First of all, no one ever bought a ticket to go see the Miz.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying, right?
No, because when he was the draw of the business, they were like, let's end this as soon as it started.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying as far as a heel. I'm talking about
What
as far
he
as a heel.
was a guy, again, much as you're shitting on Kofi Kingston, he was the white Kofi Kingston, except he was a better talker than he was a wrestler.
I'm trying to get that analogy because The Miz has been a heel most of his life or most of his career.
No, say what Kofi Kingston was, and you were shitting on him for being terrible. That's what the Miz was on the opposite side of like he's not good in the ring. All right, he's a good talker, but a lot of his promos again were overrated too, especially that era when he was trying to be Mr. Hollywood and like Martin Scorsese's calling me from his next movie. Like, shut. That's
You
not
didn't like
even
the IC
funny.
title run?
The one in 2016 that everyone overrates because Dolph Ziggler did all the fucking hard work.
But he was talking shit in his promos. You're right, because you know I'm a
All right,
Dolphin.
one time he told Daniel Bryan, go back to the Indies if you want to wrestle so bad. Yeah, he was right. He should have gone back sooner, but he was an idiot and kept signing the contracts. I agree with
That's
Mike
not being an idiot. That's called.
Yes, and no, because if you wanted to wrestle, this is the only time I'll give Mike Mizanin credit. If you want to wrestle so fucking bad, go improve it. Go. Don't just take our easy fucking checks and sit in here complaining about they won't let me wrestle. They won't let me wrestle. Of course they're not gonna fucking let you wrestle. They let Kurt Angle go because they didn't want to let him wrestle.
Right. And then when Daniel Bryan went over there eventually, like 3 years later, 5 years later, whatever, 2016.
They started running the gimmick
yeah.
as soon as he.
No, but at the same time too, we see that run. So their doctors was right because it's not like he had a second, third run.
They let him before the AW runs. They let him have the return run
with IC title, right?
No, his IC title was the last run he had, and he had the 2.5 years off. But then they brought him back in 2018, and then 2019, and then he left obviously in 2021. But that was the point. Like those last 3 years he had, where he was Captain America, I mean not Captain Planet champion and all that.
Oh yeah, that shit was fire with the hemp title.
Yeah,
that shit was fire.
But
I forgot about that when he was the heel before Kofi, while Kofi Mania was out. That shit was fire. Yeah. He had the weed title as everybody was calling it.
Yeah, to bring it full circle before we move on. But no, the two things that happened last night were again Jade Cargill and Jacob Fatu, and Saturday night's
So
main
you think
event
Jordan
tonight.
Grace gonna win the title? I think she win the title.
It would be
First of all, I didn't even know
hilarious.
she was cock diesel like that.
Yeah.
I knew she was in shape, but she cock diesel, dog.
If you're in, I ain't into her. I got no problem with women that are jacked up, but I'm just not into her being jacked like that. Um,
I didn't know. No, I just didn't know she was swole like that. I said, damn, this midget
yeah,
swole in a motherfucker. So I think
I,
she get the title next weekend.
like I said, it would be hilarious given how she had no title defenses in her first one. She loses it, but again, by not watching weekly and just trying to see what happens, they have the fatal four way tonight with Trick, Damian Priest, Sami Zayn, and Randy. If fucking Randy Orton wins this match to go on to face Drew McIntyre in 2026, burn the company down, kill everyone, do it because you can't recycle the shit that we skipped over in the pandemic. It wasn't
Say
Drew's
the names
fault.
again.
Trick Williams, Damian Priest, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton. It's probably going to be Sami Zayn.
I was just about to
Um,
say that.
but still, to tease Randy Orton is even like, fuck you. What are you doing?
No,
Like,
because you know what they doing with him? They getting him up out of here too. They
well, that
slow getting him up out of here.
his back's been trying to get him out of here.
That's what I'm saying. It's that, and they just slow walking him. Like they said, why wasn't he at Cena's last night and he was in Africa, bro? They trying to get rid of him. If y'all don't
They're
know
trying
what's
to get
going
rid of
on,
everyone.
yep, they
Like
just
I've been
slow walking
saying,
him out.
Triple H doesn't want to have to bend to other people's egos. He wants to be in charge of the people who are, yes, sir,
Yep,
Paul. Yes, sir, Paul. He doesn't want people who have known him for 10 years and are going to tell him, you ain't the boss of me because you weren't the boss of me back then. So
right.
fuck you. To quote Dom Toretto, we ain't on your block no more. You know,
Right.
like that's
Especially
what it,
Reggie, because dog, I've been knowing you 20
well,
years.
I mean, actually, like Randy Orton knows him his whole fucking life, so that's the one guy he actually has to listen to because without him, Randy Orton would have been
Not really. He
he
does.
he
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 don't
was the
have
one
to.
that he was one that kept vouching for him every fucking time he fucked up.
Yeah, but guess what? The old man was signing my checks. Now because you ain't even signing my checks now. TKO signing my checks. So
Yeah,
why?
but
Why?
it's within the
It's probably
same realm.
respect, but it's like, of course you're
It's
gonna go
all.
by the whole network.
It's like I told my coworker. Like it's the Triple H Randy Orton thing is the same thing as the Triple H Seth Rollins thing. It's the same thing as the Triple H Charlotte Flair. Like the people he gave the stamp to early, he can't let go. He constantly has to give them opportunities to show I made the right choice. I picked the right horse. My insight is the best, but when these people keep fucking up or they keep getting injured, he has to continue to give them opportunities to show that they're great as he thought they were. But
But you know what? And then we about to move on. His OG being Shawn Michaels, because it's crazy to say that, but yeah,
well, he
Shawn
is.
Michaels, this is OG. The three people that got called up got the Shawn Michaels stamp. I don't think he can overstamp that, if that makes sense. Obama, Trick, and Javon, he
Well,
like, if,
um,
if I give you these guys, you can't do nothing stupid.
there's a glaring thing in the
But
way
again,
of
TKO.
no. It's there's a thing about all those three guys have in common. I can't put my finger. Why would Triple H not make them successful? What thing do they have
I'm
in
gonna say
common
this.
that would
Well, the same
stop
promo he gave to Booker T. You can
What's
go
the
here and
thing?
repeat it.
Why would Triple H not book these guys in a favorable way? What could? Oh, I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh my
Wait,
stupid,
say,
stupid.
remember the promo he had for Booker T? Go ahead, say that.
Yeah, but
But nah, look, that'll show because we know, but that'll show for real.
the guy
If
who didn't make Bianca Belair champion in NXT, what would stop him from booking those three guys? What the fuck would stop him from doing something so? Oh,
I mean, listen, I'm gonna say this, like I've been saying, it's gonna show if Obama don't get that push, cause he ain't missing a goddamn thing. Certain people be like, they gotta work on this, work on that. He ain't gotta work on that. He just gotta keep on working.
yeah, but
We ain't had nobody like this in a minute. Cause I told you, Brian, I'm like he cool, but it's just another swole white dude. I done seen this before.
he is gonna either break his neck by fucking
Yep,
up. in the
God
ring,
forbid.
or they're just going to move on after they realize he can't talk.
Yeah, I can't. The last time I heard him talk is with NXT. You two bitches.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's. But and even then, the like I like the Jacob Fatu Cody. That's going to be a schmoz. They're not going to have a full on match because that's a feud they're going to continue to drag out. But they announced AJ Shinsuke, and it's like they've never
Oh,
had good
Shinsuke.
They've
I
never had
told
good
Amp.
matches in WWE. So
They,
don't
they
have no
sure as hell ain't gonna
expectations
have
for
one now.
to put me to sleep. I mean,
I told Amp, I said, wake up. Shinsuke having a match. It's always around this time. It's always, hey, I work 1 month,
uh,
I leave. He around January, remember Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke for 3 months? That's the longest he worked
that's
in
when I
years.
stopped watching because I was like, hell no. When they tried to do Seth Rollins, you got to feud with Shinsuke, and then Cody Rhodes, you're the champion. You got to feud. I'm like, and whose fucking mind is thinking here's a good stepping stone opponent for these guys?
They, bro, it just they drag him out of bed for
They
a month or
they
two at the most, and then he just goes back. It's like a
they they,
vampire.
they use him the way they used to use Kane when a guy
Yeah.
just won the world title. Like Redacted Wolverine, you just won the world title. Here's your feud with Kane. Rey Mysterio, you just won. I don't know. Daniel Bryan, you just won the world title. Here's your feud with Kane. It's like what?
That's what he is, and he don't mind. He like, hey, I come, I work a month, and then I go back to surfing.
Just retire. Tanahashi retired. Okada's gonna retire. Naito should retire. Just again,
Okada retires. Shh, dog. Hey, you about a year or two too late on that one, bro. Call it. Them knees is cooked,
anyway.
bitch.
That's enough wrestling. We talked about it for on the last episode to set it up. You finally watched it. The Rip, Netflix's latest movie starring brotherly duo Ben Affleck, Matt
His,
Damon.
his only friend in the world, bro.
Who's only friend, Ben Affleck's or Matt Damon?
No, Ben. That's his only friend, bro.
Yeah. Well, you
The
can't really hang
broad,
around his.
the
You
crazy
can't really.
broad, Jenny from the Brock. I don't know what's going on with that. I ain't the National Enquirer. The ex-wife doing commercials on Capital One. Hey, man.
Yeah, you really can't hang around his brother because he got a weird case. Yeah.
I forgot about that. I got the Oscar nomination and start wilding.
No, he got the Oscar win, and the news came out after. Well, not after a round. So that was the thing. It was.
Do they got the same mom and daddy? You know that?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe. I don't think they're half brothers because they look alike. It's just
No, they
one's.
don't. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Genetics
they
of
look. They
motherfucker.
kind of. No, they have that same type of like facial structure like around here, but they're not like confused for twins. But you can tell there's like an age gap difference though, between them.
Yeah, I'm thinking like one like 40 and then the other one 50 something. I'm like, hold on, did your parents wait? Like, hold on, we got one more in this. We got a less talented one we could produce.
I mean, I was never much of a Casey Affleck fan, but yeah, in my opinion, what didn't help Ben is that he actually has and it's the same thing as to why people always said Matt was a smarter one because of his movie choices. But every time you've ever heard Matt Damon talk in an interview, he sounds like a complete asshole and a complete idiot. Anytime you've ever heard Ben Affleck in an interview, he sounds like a fucking genius. Like, so.
Yeah, he got to start doing the black scent too.
But every time Ben Affleck picked a movie in like the 2000s, it was the shittiest movie of that year. And every time Matt Damon picked a movie, it was like, oh, fuck, this movie's great. So it was just a thing of like, and Ben Affleck said it like, I didn't pick bad movies on purpose. Like,
right. I just couldn't get them same type of contracts.
What was happening is like, I was picking good directors. And then it turned out this was the worst movie they were making in their careers. Like he picked John Frankenheimer, who did a bunch of classics in the 60s and 70s, legendary, not journeyman, but legendary, like multi-genre director. He did Reindeer Games, which is obviously a flop. He picked Martin Brest for Geely. Well, not picked, like he signed on because Martin Brest directed Midnight Run, the first Beverly Hills Cop, so obviously legendary 80s director. He made Geely, obviously the one of the worst movies of that year that people shit on. So like Ben Affleck was saying, like
Roger Ebert killed that movie.
I was signing on for legendary directors and they were just churning out bad movies. Unfortunately, it was like I was having the worst luck with these guys at their careers and their point. Versus Matt Damon was the golden boy from Spielberg to the Bourne franchise to Clint Eastwood and so on and all that. Then now Christopher Nolan, which is funny as to like Ben Affleck. I think to this. Do you think I'm telling Chris Nolan no when he calls me? Like, no,
Right.
I'm not. Like, I mean, the only time he really sabotaged his own career, sub Danny, was he's because Kevin Smith told this story. He's like, after Armageddon, he's like, I hated working with Michael Bay so much. I'll never do it again. Fuck him, all that. And they're like, but aren't you kind of being circled for Pearl Harbor, his next movie? And Ben Affleck told Kevin Smith, like, if I know fucking Michael Bay, we're going to win Pearl Harbor. And then Kevin Smith said, and then next week in the paper, I read, Ben Affleck signs on for Pearl Harbor. He's like, the check was too good, I guess. Like,
Yeah, that's all it
and
was.
and that part of that time too, he was getting again. He signed on for he did Paycheck, which was John Woo's I think last or second to last American film, largely regarded. I haven't seen it, but largely regarded as a terrible movie. But yeah, he just had bad luck. So but then he turned into an Oscar-winning film director. He didn't win the Best Director itself, but his movie won Best Picture, being Argo.
Yeah.
And kind of around that time, in the 2010s is when Matt Damon's career starts to tail off. The Bourne franchise is done. They try to run it with Jeremy Renner, which didn't work, even though I don't mind that movie. But he started having a bunch of other movies that weren't doing so well. He tried to do the China thing, where the movie The Great Wall, where he was going to try to make the big China blockbuster, and people were like, this movie is racist as fuck in terms of the white hero has to save the Chinese people.
Yeah.
But then he kind of started to bounce back with Ford versus Ferrari and where he's at now, and obviously being in Oppenheimer, which is why Chris Nolan put him in the Odyssey, because they've worked together now for the third time. The first being Interstellar, where he perfectly cast him as a dickhead, which, like I said, Matt Damon is, and what he plays in Interstellar. But when they signed on to do The Last Duel, because that was the first script that they had written together since Good Will Hunting, and they both starred in that movie and only really have kind of 2 scenes. They're like, this is fun. We should start working together again. And that kind of became their mission. They started their own studio, Artist Equity, which the whole point of that is to give everyone who works on the production, from the cast to the crew, a better wage than they'll get normally. So they're like, and it's because they're backed by hedge fund money. So they're not really a. Go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. Ron Perlman doing the same thing as well. He started a production company, is doing the same thing.
Who?
Ron Perlman.
Okay.
So hey, the guard is changing, and people starting to do it like the music industry, where it's just like, let's just do indie. We just go independent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why, as we'll get to with Sinners a little bit, the Ryan Coogler deal pissed everyone off in terms of like. You're going to rent this movie. You good?
Yeah.
Oh, just for a second, Bullfire screen's refresh, and I was almost wondering if I lost power for a second.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, I'm trying to make sure, but it looked good. Tar Heels playing, so
start working together. This movie was announced back 2022 or 2023. It had maybe they collaborate on Air, with Ben Affleck being the director, but I think he might have had a co-screenwriting credit. But obviously Matt Damon's the star of that movie. Like, one of the biggest miscasts of all time is Matt Damon playing Sonny Vaccaro, because if you've ever seen Sonny Vaccaro, Matt Damon does not look like him. But Air is a passable movie. It's fine for what it is. It's a waste of time, but I'm not mad they made it. And their scenes are okay. Again, it's a movie that every actor gets their chance to shine. Marlon Wayans has a good scene in there. Chris Tucker has a really good scene in there. Jason Bateman has a really good scene in there. And obviously Viola Davis, being the legend that she is, has a great scene. And yeah, Air was just made for an actor showcase, basically. You got a bunch of famous people together, like, let's just each have a great monologue scene.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch it. I tried to watch it initially, and I was like, "Nah, I'm cool."
Like I said, it's just a waste of time because we know the story from the 15 minutes in The Last Dance. Um, but like I said, I mean, they got a bunch of famous people and paid the crew a good amount of money to make it. And Ben,
Yeah,
it was a COVID movie. It was something Ben Affleck wanted to make during COVID because it was easy to shoot all these people in small sets and all that and keep it contained. But then this movie, they're not really just they really don't have too many hands in this one. They're just the stars of it. And that's the Rip, written and co-written and directed by Joe Carnahan, who's responsible for Smoking Aces, a movie I really like still.
man.
The A Team, a movie I still really like despite its action flaws.
Okay, no
Um,
wonder this movie was dope. All right.
he also did The Gray, which is that movie with Liam Neeson in the snow and the wolves at the end, which everyone said is the worst ending of all time because the movie trailer sold you Liam Neeson fights wolves and it doesn't happen until the end. But even then, it cuts to black right as he's about to fight the wolves. So like this is the biggest cock tease in movies for this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
He also did what else did he? What was the last thing he did? He initially did this movie called Narc, not based off the arcade game. But it was a dirty cop movie with Ray Liotta and Jason Patric that Tom Cruise had
I
liked.
remember that.
Yeah, and he was initially supposed to do Mission Impossible 3, and he had a crazy idea that Tom Cruise then said, "Nope, we're not using that." So
What
he
was the
got kicked off
idea?
of that. There were For Mission Impossible 3, there were two guys they went to before they picked J.J. Abrams. They went to Joe Carnahan. His idea, I think, was more about a serial killer and them tracking and fighting a serial killer. It's supposed to be, I think, inspired by, ironically, because he was back in the news last year, Ed Gein, aka the inspiration for Psycho. Um,
Yeah.
and then there was David Fincher's Mission Impossible 3. I can't remember what his plot would have been at the moment. But then ultimately, the story is Tom Cruise got the Alias DVD box set, called J.J. Abrams after and said, "I want you to make the next Mission Impossible." Um, so Joe Carnahan has been a guy. The thing he's done as of late is he wrote the scripts. Well, he wrote the script for Bad Boys for Life, but he didn't
Great
direct
movie.
it. I don't know if he came back for Ride or Die, but you can kind of tell because Joe Carnahan, he kind of has the same thing David Ayer has, which is like a Spanish Mexican
Yeah.
crime cartel fetish,
Yeah.
which is obviously heavy in Bad Boys 3 with Mike's secret son and baby mama storyline. Obviously in this one, but this movie being set in Miami obviously makes a lot of sense too. Um, he did this movie post-pandemic called Cop Shop with Frank Grillo and Gerard Butler. I enjoyed it for what it was. Apparently, it got rearranged and recut by the studio, so he kind of just owns it. That's about to be on Netflix, so if people want to check out Cop Shop, it's worth your time if you like movies like this. Which this movie, I would think if you'll feel the same way. It's not an action movie, and I'm not let down by it not being an action movie, but it's just a really solid cop thriller. Like
Yeah.
it's movies that you and I enjoy watching. The reason I said it was on my list on the last episode when we did the top 20 when we did our top anticipated movies for 2026. I'm like, I just like a dirty cop movie. I like guys in street clothes wearing the bulletproof vest over it with the chain badges on, being like, let's shoot some guns or let's talk some shit like that. Like I enjoy movies like that. I'm not like a pro cop guy, but that's the type of movies I like to watch, you know?
Same.
And they got a good cast with Steven Yeun, who's really good in it, especially when his character's traits are revealed. Tiana Taylor, who we'll get to later, doesn't really have much to do, but she's good in this and believable.
Hey, she had a lot to do.
Well,
That camera stand behind her. I said everything is good.
both women. That's another thing. Like I don't think in Cop Shop there is kind of a strong female heroine, but for some reason in this movie, and the woman, the girl who played Sasha Cale, who played Supergirl in The Flash, she's the woman who
Yeah.
owns the house. She's good in this movie. She's actually the woman that has the most to do in this movie because she's either trying to figure out if she's being used or if she can use them. But but yeah, this movie's just it's really solid until the last 20 minutes where the action is shot very poorly, and that's always been my issue with Joe Carnahan's films. The final act in the 18, the hand-to-hand fights are fucking lit terribly, and they're cut so fast because Liam Neeson's old, and the stunt doubles for the other guys and all that. But like that's always been my thing. And famously, Joe Carnahan was supposed to be in charge of the remake of The Raid, which when I first heard that, I was like, no, the guy who can barely shoot action movies is gonna remake the best hand-to-hand action movie we've had in the 2010s. Um, he had a good idea. I've talked about this before on the show many times, I believe. Um, with Frank Grillo attached, so I kind of would have been into it, but I just know I would have hated the action just because for years, even something like Cop Shop, there's simple action, but I don't know why he just is a guy who wants to be an action director, but can't make entertaining action. Like the fight at the end with Matt Damon in like the marsh, it's just cuts and no close-ups, and you can tell it's obviously stunt doubles, and it's just grunting and bullshit. And then the
Yeah.
chase, the gunfight chase, isn't even that entertaining. But I'm like, you got me up until this point with good acting, good score, really good score, um, decent, like I said, decent writing, and but it's just like it's all again, like I was just saying about Air. It's an actor showcase. You're just watching these people who are really good at Kyle Chandler, really good in this movie as the DA agent. Because Kyle Chandler always kind of plays the honorable guy, and in this one he kind of gets to be an asshole, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're rip. I'm glad they made it. I keep hoping they make more movies together, obviously. But like I said, I felt the ending, the action was bad, and then it was just a little too sentimental, corny. The ending, it tried to be a little too cute and sweet with its like, there's hope in the world. You know, there's a glimmer of goodness after all the stuff that we have to go through as cops. And I'm like, okay, don't don't be like, here's some sunshine after
Right.
after I wanted to see more gunfights and blood and shit. But definitely
Yeah,
check it
I
out.
like that part. They shouldn't have just kind of not ended with. I would have had it with somebody would have got up out of here. It's kind of like everybody made it through and we good, and that wasn't so bad, wasn't it? Somebody should have got up out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Because usually
a
that's how
bit.
cop movies end.
Yeah, exactly. Or I mean, or they always, but like especially ones like this. Like I said, it's really serious for the middle section with everything going on, like trying to figure out who's the rat, is there a rat, what's going on, are we being set up? Because there's good tension, especially the stuff they lead early on. Where like they try to make you think these cops are dirty cops because the way they dress, the way they talk, kind of the way they act, and all that. Um, which is funny because the interrogation scene that Ben Affleck has with Scott Adkins, the craziest casting is Scott Adkins as Ben Affleck's brother. Speaking of who could not look like Ben Affleck's brother, fucking Scott Adkins does not look like Ben Affleck at
At all.
all. So to cast legendary straight to DVD action star Scott Adkins as Ben Affleck's brother is a choice. I mean, salute to him for getting a big look in this one, but still, like, especially if him trying to do like what Jason Statham does try to do from time to time, which is no punch, just act. I respect him for at least going for it, but yeah. And then there's I forgot the point I was just about to make. Damn it. But yeah, overall, like I said, it's worth your time. You'll be entertained, but it's nothing special. Special.
No, it's still a good movie. I mean, we all got
Yeah.
Netflix at this point, so if you want to watch like a cop movie, just watch it.
I mean, the stuff that I think obviously has stuff lifted from real life, like the like these cops that investigate large amounts of money is really interesting. The ones that that they talk about, the one that was just suspended, the VCAT, like those guys that, again, cops a little too close to the edge with confiscating drugs and money and cars and all that. So that was an interesting part. Or the way that cartels buy up the blocks in terms of like as a way to control, you know, what they can do in those houses and the lack of criminal activity. That was an interesting conceit. Is no one lives in this neighborhood? Why is that? That way there's no one to interfere and cause shit. That we can move all our product shit through easily. So there's some good and interesting ideas in it. Again, it's not trying to be like a 48 hours or true crime documentary, but the stuff I think that they took from real life made a lot of sense. And the stuff about overtime pay and cops like that, you know, work again. Like I said, it's not a pro cop film, but I think I think certain directors are not trying to glamorize police the way we grew up in the 80s and 90s movies and the 70s movies, where like cops are the badasses, you know, Lethal Weapon, fucking all of that, where it's like, yeah, let's get, again, a guy in a badge, like I said about the war movie Warfare last week. Like, people get mad that if a war movie's about the action of war, it's like, oh, people don't really care that they were there for the wrong reasons. So like, well, sometimes you do just want to see guys in their gear and shit blowing up, okay? Like, I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world, but again, I want to be entertained at times.
Right.
But was there anything that stood out to you in terms of something glaring that you really enjoyed or you really disliked about it?
Yeah, watch the T. Allen Taylor walk.
Again, besides that.
No,
It's
a
I
good
told you early
story.
on, Ben Affleck was really he was really on one in this one.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They both, you
In a
could
good
tell they
way.
enjoyed making this. They
Yeah.
were really acting. Everybody did a good job. The action, it's not a lot of action, but when they get to the action, it's entertaining. You know, I don't need every movie to be a shootout. That's why I don't like Havoc like that. Just grotesque all the time violence.
That's the way. If they could have combined the two, that would be a perfect movie to me. If you had, I think Gareth Evans is a decent director when he's not doing the action stuff. Like his dialogue scenes aren't badly cut or badly shot. It's just like, you know, the movie you're watching. Like, just get to the next fight scene.
Yeah.
So that's what pissed me off about Havoc, and also like, what world did this take place in? Because it seems like it's supposed to be Los Angeles, but then there's snow. So is it New
Yeah.
York? But it's like maybe more Chicago-ish. Like,
I
what's?
thought it took place overseas, like in Asia or something.
Well, that's where they filmed it. So
They should just made it out there.
well, they had cast a bunch of American actors after Tom Hardy, and then Tom Hardy obviously wanted to do an American accent, so you can't tell that guy no.
Right. But no, it was enough action for me, to be honest. I like the dialogue.
Yeah, like I said, it's just a better thriller, and we kind of need more of those type of like cop thrillers of like solving the rat. You know, what are we gonna do? Like, if the cartel really does show up to kill us, like that type of stuff. So again, like I said, really good throwback. It especially compared to like how something like Den of Thieves 2 last year really let me down,
Yeah.
because the dialogue in that is very like
Bad.
especially when they try to do the tell me about your father scene when Osei Jackson's like, so why are you the way you are? The Gerard Butler's like, so why are you the way you are? And all that. And I'm like, okay, all right. Don't
Because
do this.
gangsters don't dance, they boogie. It was a good
But
day.
and then that shootout again at the end is not as entertaining as it should be. I did these two. Like I said, it was the first Den of Thieves is the movie I want. Like I said, decent pace, you know, a little slow, but then it picks up for those last 40 minutes, and you're like, fuck yeah, break out the fucking machine gun on the truck roof and blast these fuckers. Like, yes, like. But all right, let's move on to the main topic, which is the Bay Area Victory Lap. We got a record 16 nominations for Sinners, my movie of the year, and Ryan Coogler did his thing, because here's what the movie is nominated for. We got Best
I know
Picture.
16.
Yeah, we got Best Picture, which hopefully it wins. We got Best Director, which Hopefully he wins.
That's the
They
main
did the
thing.
right they did the right thing and they nominated Michael B. Jordan as best lead actor
Yeah.
because this truly is his best role. I love him as Killmonger. It was his best role up until this.
Hold
He is
on,
great.
dog. We both talked about Creed. You kind of wilding.
No, no, him in Creed 1, he's phenomenal. Creed 2, it's a different type of performance and obviously I'm not dissing Stephen Cable Jr., but obviously he didn't have the same emotional connection I think to maybe get more out of him,
Yeah.
and the script wasn't as solid because it had been written initially by Cheo Hodori Coker and I think Joel Taylor, yeah, from who went on to do They Clone Tyrone.
Yeah.
He wrote a draft too, and then Stallone rewrote it, and that's why there's some of the Rocky stuff in it, especially the ending. And then Creed 3, because Michael B. Jordan directed it, his acting in it isn't as strong because he did the thing that most first time actor directors do, which is make everyone else look good, which he did
Yeah.
with Jonathan Majors in particular, which obviously isn't that hard to do because he is, regardless of what you say, a good actor. But that was and
You
he
said
made
what?
the actress who plays his daughter.
No, what you say?
She
You said who a good actor?
Jonathan Majors is a good actor. We're not
No
doing
way,
this
you're
stuff.
not. In one fucking
He
way,
is.
he a good actor.
We're not
Go
in
ahead.
fucking Creed 3. He's
He
the
played
best
the
thing.
same
He's
in
the best thing in
Creed,
quant. He's the
Kane,
best.
magazine drink, same thing. I'm just an angry incel, swole up dude.
And that's what you sound like right now, just because he's got the woman you want.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Skip. Go ahead.
All right. He make like I said, he was focusing on that, the actress who played his daughter. So Michael B. Jordan in the Creed movie, like I thought his performances weren't as strong as they are in Creed 1, but this
Hold
in which
on
he's
for a
playing.
second.
Go ahead.
So let's do this for the first 5 categories. What other best pictures are nominated? I want to put them side by side so I could do a plus and a minus.
Well, I have the list on because I was gonna. I'll save some other takes after, but I don't have that listed. But I got it right here in front of me. So Begonia, that's the Emma Stone movie with directed by
Oh
Yorgos
shit,
Lanthimos.
they might be in trouble.
No,
They
no,
got
no,
a
that
lot of
one,
buzz.
that because he always gets a movie nominated. I think his last two movies have been nominated, which were Poor Things, which got Emma Stone her second Oscar, and then he had shit. What was it last year? Oh,
Why is she bald in this movie?
yeah. Um, so Begonia. Why can't I think of the other fucking movie? Shit, I'm
Don't
pissed.
worry about it. If you can't got it, it don't matter.
F1 got nominated. I'm gonna
I still
save
got it.
that.
You know what? I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna save it till after because I agree. You want let's talk about the ones that actually are the most competitive for sinners. Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein was nominated for Best Picture. I'm
I,
not gonna watch it. I don't
I
want to
didn't like
see.
it.
I'm not interested in Guillermo del Toro if he's not doing Hellboy or Pacific Rim.
I like him, but yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like the movie.
Hamnet, the movie about William Shakespeare.
Okay,
Marty Supreme, the Timothy Chalamet movie.
I probably never watch it.
It'll come to HBO Max in a couple weeks.
That's what's up.
One battle after another.
No,
The Secret Agent, which is a Brazilian film um,
this is America.
with the guy who was Pablo Escobar on Narcos. He's the star of that movie. Sentimental Value, which is a European film.
No, because it's America.
Sinners, and then Train Dreams, which is a Netflix movie, and it's a movie about a logsman, like a guy who, yeah, it's similar to last year's The Brutalist, which got Adrian Brody his second Oscar. So that's
Yeah.
Best Picture. I think Sinners, and I think it's up to Sinners and One Battle After Another for Best Picture. Best
No,
Director.
it's gonna be because they go for the sappy shit. That Netflix movie you just named,
No,
or the
it's
Emma
not.
Stone movie.
No, no. Those two won't win because the other guys, Yorgos Lanthimos' other movies haven't been Best Picture winners.
Shit, we ain't talking about Marty Supreme. They did good at the Golden Globes.
But that's also the Golden Globes.
Yeah, but sometimes that's the trajectory
The
of who's gonna
famous,
win.
the famous, The Golden Globes gave Mickey Rourke Best Actor. The Oscars gave it to Sean Penn.
Yeah, but look who they gave it to. Pause.
But that's my point is the Golden Globes obviously knew Mickey Rourke obviously had the better story in terms of his comeback story, but it was also the better performance. Even though I've never seen Milk, Mickey Rourke is fucking phenomenal in The Wrestler.
Didn't he play somebody? Never mind. It's just the games they play. All right.
Sean Penn was Harvey Milk, the famed gay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
mayor.
That's the
Yeah.
games they play. You got to play that, or you got to go full R word, like Robert Downey said.
Best director is Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, and Ryan Coogler for Sinners. And those are tough names, but like I said, I think this is Ryan Coogler's to win.
Yeah, can I be honest? I just really want him to win. I'm being California biased. Why not? Y'all got me. Y'all caught me red-handed. I just want him to win. Everybody else cool. I'm glad they got nominated, but I just want him to win.
Yeah,
it needs more than me.
I think he has a chance because in the past they've given Best Director to the person whose movie doesn't win Best Picture. There are times when that does happen. Like I said, Argo won Best Picture that year, but Ben Affleck didn't win for Best Director. They gave it to Ang Lee for the Life of Pi, and everyone was like, "What the hell?" And then the year Alfonso Cuarón won for Roma, they gave Best Picture to Green Book. So, like I've said, that there have been instances where that's happened. Best Actors: Timothée Chalamet and Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke, in Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan in Sinners.
They might give it to Ethan Hawke.
No, they won't. And then Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent. This is either going to be Timothée Chalamet or somehow, some way, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Hey, I'm tripping. Actually, it is Timothy. Because he got the Golden Globe. He's been cleaning up, and he's the first actor since 1954, which is Marlon Brando, to win all these awards. He going to take that one.
Well, not only that, they fucked up by not giving it to him last year when he should have won for playing Bob Dylan. Because he sung for real. He played the guitar for real. His Bob Dylan voice is pretty good. And that movie's just really about him. And he's really the focus of it the entire fucking time. And they gave it to Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, which I also watched. Not at the time. So I watched these movies within the same time frame, months later after the Oscars. And like I said, it's a good performance by Adrian Brody, but he shouldn't have won that Oscar. It should have been Timothée Chalamet's. I'm glad they nominated, like I said, Michael B. Jordan because he is great as both Smoke and Stack. And then Viola Davis tried to give him even more flowers by saying he played a third character, which was he played Vampire Stack.
Which is true.
It is, because his comedy is a little bit more dialed up, especially when in the open the damn door. Like, what's going like Best Actress is Jessie Buckley in Hamnet. She seems like the favorite. Rose Byrne in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. That seems like everyone's dark horse favorite. The person who they would really want to win. Kate Hudson in Song Sun Blue. So let me combine these two right now. Because, and I'm going to take this off the screen briefly. Because now I'm going to do my rant about the Smashing Machine. So,
and we got to figure out that bit.
Nope, because here's what happened.
No, I'm just saying we got to figure that out.
It's like I said it from the beginning. He was going to play the game, and at the end of the day, they were going to say, you make Jumanji, you make Fast and Furious. No, sir. There's nothing in the world you can do to trick us into showing you are a real actor, because you've never been a real actor. They gave Robert Downey Jr. the Oscar because for a guy who had a legit acting career the first 10 years. Again, he played Charlie Chaplin. He was nominated for Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
He did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He did a bunch of rom-coms in the 90s before his demons got the best of him. And then he spent the last 10 years playing Iron Man. Oh, and he's in Zodiac. He's really fucking good in Zodiac.
Yeah.
But then he spent the last 10 years playing Iron Man and then showed the Academy, I'm
Mr.
done.
Steve Rogers, I'm
Yeah.
booked.
He was fucking Sherlock Holmes too. I mean, he was all these. He did all these things to show the Academy, like, hey, I'm gonna stop this now. I'm gonna take acting seriously. Chris Nolan picked me for this movie. Like, that's how serious I am. He played the game by saying Oppenheimer's a real movie. Those MCU movies aren't real movies. You can't count what we do. They're just about making money. I mean, there's no real craft to them. What's he do after they hand him that Oscar? Sign me up, Kevin. Come on, buddy. You know what I want. So Dwayne Johnson thought he could take a documentary, recreate it scene for scene, slap some prosthetics on, play a guy who he's 15 to 16 years older than at the time it takes place, and who's not even any ethnicity he is, because Mark Kerr is Irish Puerto Rican and Dwayne Johnson is Samoan. I'm not even gonna say the other. He's just Samoan because that's what he says he is. And yeah, he didn't get the Oscar by doing all the lazy tricks we do, and the Academy were like, to what he said about John Cena in 2011, we see a phony from a mile away.
That's what did I say? Can't have everything, but I want everything, dog. You can't have $500 million
but he can't
and get nominated for an Oscar.
He doesn't even have everything because the last 5 movies were all box office failures.
Yeah.
So
no, they probably looking at he involved with WWE still. All these movies made money. He got too much money. No, you can't win everything, bro. And the actor thing, you doing this one time. All these other people done it several times.
He was doing it one time to potentially set up. I'm going to start doing it more. I mean, Benny Safdie has another movie that I can transform into, and then
what movie is that?
He's gonna do Whiteface. The Lizard Man, where he's gonna be like this street performer in the.
I thought it was the Birdman.
No, it's the Lizard Man.
Wait a minute. So he was gonna be up here talking to geckos?
I don't know. It's not gonna fucking happen. That's what's gonna happen. Okay?
Because they ain't giving that movie no money.
Fast 11. And don't forget, he announced a fucking monster truck movie with Disney 2 fucking years ago. I didn't forget that shit. Y'all forgot that shit. So
they forgot it too. They said, "What? A monster truck movie?"
They got bigger things like Star Wars to worry about. So.
Yeah, they do. But they got the Wicked Witch is gone.
And then then he goes, "There's this guy. Maybe you've heard of him. His name's Martin Scorsese. He's gonna make a movie with me." Meanwhile, Martin Scorsese is like, "I'm gonna make this Frank Sinatra movie. There's this movie about Jesus I want to make again."
He was supposed to shoot that. They said last year he's supposed to shoot that.
All he does is announce movies he can't make because studios are like, "Marty, you can't get $200 million. We can't give it to you, pal." And he's like, "I need the money for the picture. Okay, just give me the money for the picture. All right." And they're like, "No."
You know what that is? That's dementia. He probably coming up with these ideas.
Well, unfortunately his wife does have that.
God damn it, Davis.
Or Alzheimer's. She does, yeah. Which is why he's trying to continue to make movies until he has to be referred until it's But that's my point.
The time is now.
But
no John Cena. The time is now, Marty.
To bring it back to this Dwayne Johnson fabricated story about making it in Hollywood as an actor, shunning the blockbusters, playing the game, respecting the craft. Kate Hudson, who Hollywood threw to the side years ago.
Yeah.
And she makes a movie based off a documentary like he did, where all you got to do is just retrace the person's steps and voice and all of that, costumes, hair. She gets a fucking nomination. Why? Because she's a white woman who's the daughter of a fucking Oscar winner like Goldie Hawn is. And she's the stepdaughter of one of Hollywood's favorite and iconic people, and Kurt Russell.
And you know what she did in that movie? Scream. That's all she did was scream and yell and tell him he ain't shit. But he was simping so hard that he kept going back. That's all he fucking did in that
You
movie, and
watched
that's
A
all she
Sung Sung
did.
Blue?
No, I ain't watched that shit.
Okay, I was gonna
I thought we
say.
was talking about the fucking what the fighter. What the fuck is the name of the movie?
No, Kate, I'm
Smashing
not talking about
Machine.
Emily Blunt. That's Emily Blunt, you dipshit. I'm
Hey,
talking about Kate
same
Hudson.
same
No,
thing.
they're not the same thing. Emily Blunt's actually a good actress. Kate Hudson, like, I stopped doing shit for 10 years because one, she tried to do that. I'm a single mom with 3 kids by 3 different fathers. Feel sorry for me. Like, what? You have
Hey, I know
millions
somebody
of
like that
dollars.
right now.
No, you had millions of dollars in the bank, you bitch. You created Fabletics or whatever it was. Like, what?
Yeah, the bride I know, she ain't got the millions of dollars, but I know somebody like that
Yeah,
right
she
now.
tried to do like, oh, it's so hard for being a single mom to 3 kids with 3 different fathers. I'm like, no one told you to fuck these drugged up rock stars. Like,
Yeah, yeah, you about
which is what
right.
she did.
Right, then they blame us. I'm sorry, I'm talking about my
um,
personal life. Let's move on.
but yeah, but the Academy's like, Kate Hudson, here's your Oscar. Not even fucking for us. So she was in shit like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days in Fool's Gold.
Hey, that made money,
These
both of them.
I know, but that's what because Matthew McConaughey was in them too.
Exactly.
Because so
That's when
they were
they was
like,
doing.
you,
He was the rom com king.
yeah. And I've never really thought Kate Hudson was attractive either. To put a button on it. Um, but yeah, and then the other Best Actress nominees are Renee. I can't say this woman's name.
Renee Zellweger.
No, Hollywood gave her a second Oscar, and it didn't make sense then.
What's a Renee Zellweger?
Renee Reziv, or Rensvi, in Sentimental
Don't try
Value,
it,
and then
dog. If it's a bad last name, that's her
it's
fault.
I and then Emma Stone and Begonia, but like I said, they gave her
She
bonus
gonna win.
Oscar. No, it's gonna be Jessie Buckley. It's gonna be Jessie Buckley.
In what?
Who's gonna be the bride of Frankenstein and the Bride? So she, yeah. Then Best Supporting Actor, we got Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo in Sinners, Sean Penn in One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value.
Sean Penn.
This one, if Sean Penn wins for this, I swear to, I will never talk about the Oscars ever again.
We not supposed to anyway. We supposed to be still boycotting it. Remember, Will Smith told us.
Well, all right, I boycott it in the sense of I don't watch it anymore. The only reason I talk about it is to talk if the movies I like got nominated or movie I saw got nominated. I can speak on that, but I can speak Benicio del Toro, like I've said.
Say the
An
list
actor
again. You gotta say it slow, brother. Because you
Benicio del
talking
Toro,
fast. Yeah.
Benicio del Toro, and Sean Penn, both of them in One Battle After Another.
Okay.
And Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein. He's Frankenstein, the monster.
Okay. Wait, why is he? Because Oscar Isaac was the lead.
Yep.
Okay, why Oscar Isaac didn't get nominated for Best Actor?
I didn't watch the movie, so I can't tell if his performance was good or not.
He had more scenes than Frankenstein.
Well, people love Jacob Elordi. He's everyone's favorite tall future star.
Future, that was 10 years ago when he was in X-Men. The future is now, granddad.
He wasn't in X-Men. He's the kid from Euphoria.
Wait. It's 2 Frankenstein movies, right? Hold on. Oh, shit. I know the one that was...
are on ice. I'm going to cancel this episode right now. If you confused James McAvoy's Frankenstein with Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, I swear to you, get some sleep, hit the showers, get a
That's
clue.
exactly what they said. Wait a minute.
I can't believe you just talked about Oscar Isaac being...
Dude, these movies start blended. I swear I'm not doing this.
No, because that Frankenstein movie I watched, and that movie was bad. And that movie
That's what I'm saying. And this one was horrible.
And that movie was written by Max Landis.
And this movie was bad. They just blended. And then we got The Bride of Frankenstein with Christian Bale. I'm like,
we're not talking about that again. I'm never speaking about that movie ever again.
I'm never going to see it. Maggie Gyllenhaal directed it.
Delroy Lindo in Sinners, who...
Ain't this just like 3rd, 4th nomination?
No, this is his first ever nomination.
Oh, he was trying to get buzz for what's the movie Spike Lee did with the Vietnam? They was trying to say he should get nominated for that and Crooklyn.
He should have. He was really good in Five Bloods. He was
and then Crooklyn as well back in the day.
and again, it's not just my Sinners bias, but he's phenomenal with the scene at the
He was
train
the best
station.
person to me.
When we get to casting, that's the category that's a lock for them. But and Stellan Skarsgård and sentimental value. He actually seems like this is the one in which everyone kind of seems like a favorite / a dark, except probably Delroy Lindo and Jacob Elordi. Best supporting actress is Elle Fanning in Her Wagon and Sentimental Value. Inga Ispitar Lilius in Sentimental Value. Amy Madigan in Weapons. She is good in Weapons. Wumi Masoku in Sinners. She is really good in Sinners. And Tiana Taylor in One Battle After Another. And here is my time to defend Tiana Taylor. I'm going to go big on the screen because I know I shouldn't be the wide big in. Okay. Tiana Taylor in in One Battle After Another. It's a movie, okay? If you have issues with Tiana Taylor outside of her as an actress, all right, leave that be. This is just about her. This is just about her performance. And if you have issues with interracial couples, fictional or real life, that's on you. Like I said the last time we talked about One Battle After Another, it's based off a book by Thomas Pynchon called Vineland. Paul Thomas Anderson took personal elements of his life and combined them with the novel, which is being the father of a mixed race daughter. So if you have issues with mixed race, interracial, all of that, you're the issue, okay? And if you can't look past that in a movie in which a black woman has to fuck a white man, just like Halle Berry had to, and all that, like, grow up, all right? Grow the fuck up, especially because you lie to yourself about the same things. You're a black man lying that you aren't attracted to a white woman. Y'all see Anne Hathaway. Y'all see Trish Stratus. Y'all see Margaret. Y'all gonna lie and say no, and then if you are a black woman lying saying you aren't attracted to white men, I pointed that out years ago with one person in particular with the evidence. So I rest my case.
Say their name. I don't know who you're talking about. To be honest,
about Tiana, like, and people are saying, "Oh, she's barely in the movie." It's called supporting actress. That doesn't mean you take up the whole fucking movie. It means you were in this movie for a few scenes, like she is, and basically she starts the movie, and her voice ends the movie.
And she sound like me when she narrate with a New York accent.
Paul Thomas Anderson knew how to use her voice because at the end, when her daughter reads the letter, and it's just her narration. It is, and that's acting again, people. That's acting within itself, your voice and how it's used in the film. And he used it brilliantly in a scene that's trying not to get emotional about it, in which a woman who abandoned this girl early in her life is saying, yeah, I regret it. And I regret a lot of things in terms of the way the world was before us, the way the world was during us, and the way the world is set up for you now. And hope, and again, since the movie, again, its theme is one battle after another. She puts the battery in her daughter's back, like, hopefully you will be the one to fix it because I couldn't be the one to fix it like I wanted to. And it sets up that hope with fucking Tom Petty's American Girl blaring at the end that her daughter is going to be the one to carry on what she can do. It's a powerful movie. It's a powerful performance. In the scene in which she speaks about not feeling love from her newborn daughter, which is women dealing with postpartum, obviously, that's powerful in itself in terms of feeling rejection from the baby, feeling rejection of yourself, because she talks about how her body's fat, how her nipples hurt, how everything she's gone through, and the baby just wants to be with the father, and she only cries when she picks. It's again, Paul Thomas Anderson knows how to write fucking characters and how to write people, and people want to just use the same thing of like it's a movie about her fucking a white man, fucking two white men. It has to be. They always says have to be character that's a snitch. Oh shit! If her character's not the only one that's a snitch, their IT guy's the one that's a snitch. The daughter's friend that's non-binary or transgender is a snitch. Like there are themes that in the movie, and people just want to, like I said, take their issues with Tiana Taylor personally or their own issues with mixed race and slam it against this movie, which that's on you at that point. So, like I said, I rest my case. Tiana Taylor, it's a great performance. Like, even though, like I said, she's barely in it, but when she's in it, she is used well.
Let's make some noise for that. Hey!
My whole thing, people, again, she's, y'all mad that she wants to act in Tyler Perry movies and she's a bad actress then. Okay, she stops doing those and does a real movie like this. She just did a movie like The Rip. Oh, she's a bad actress. You just have an issue with her at that point. That's all it is. Because if you want to hate on black actresses doing Tyler Perry roles, but then when they do real serious movies, you want to hate on them. So which is it? You just don't want black
actresses? Listen, let me tell you something. This coming from somebody
that's all it is. It's just they don't want.
But you know me, I get to a point where I'm like, people gotta stop listening to what losers say. What these motherfuckers doing? They sitting on their couch, they eating their Cheetos, they eating their 20th processed food of the day, they microwave hungry man dinner, hating on motherfuckers, man. Man, I was about to say something very disrespectful to them individuals, but man, who gives a fuck what a loser got to say about a winner? That's what I'm saying. It's always a contradictory when it comes to losers. Is it this? This is the same thing as Floyd. So when I fought Pacquiao, they said he was over the hill, but you know, all time.
He was.
Yeah. So, but no, hold on, Davis. But when I fought Margarito,
he was.
I beat him. So then they say Arturo Gado, he was over the hill.
You could have fought him in 2011. You could have
fought him. You don't book fights.
2012? Could have fought him
I'm the Cash King. I book fights. You don't know nothing about the sport of boxing. I know about the sport of boxing.
You didn't need to fight Marcos Maidana 2 times. You didn't need to. No.
But hold on. I'm the A side. I don't listen to you. I know boxing. I did boxing. You know, hell of a fighter. You know, Sugar Shane Mosley, hell of a fighter. But I beat him. They said he was over the hill. Now, if I fight Jake Paul, they say he young, but he over the hill. Wait, where he at? He in WWE? All that fake shit. Okay, cool. This boxing, this the real shit. So I don't value losers' opinion.
You could have fought him then. He ran.
Like a chicken. That's what they always say. But listen, I ran to the bank as well.
Exactly. And the jail cell after being a woman.
That's alleged. You talking about something that happened. I did my time.
A woman beat her. But anyway, again. Just this is a long life battle with yourself. That's what it is to people who have an issue with Tiana Taylor.
Man, listen, we live. I gotta shut you down one more time.
If you didn't like the movie, you don't have to watch it again. No one's gonna make you.
This is what I got to say.
It's also a long fucking movie to watch again.
Motherfuckers don't know what they want to eat. Give it to them, especially human beings nowadays, because motherfuckers so pea-brain. So it's like, dog, motherfuckers just want to be mad all the time. They got a little cell phone that they barely can pay the bill on, and they ain't working. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't take a fast. They don't try to get their body together. So these motherfuckers just eating their little chips and they little motherfucking beans or whatever the fuck they eat. I think, I just think Tiana Taylor. I just think Jade Cargill. I just think you a fucking loser. That's how I feel about most people.
Well, I was slamming one and praising the other just now. So.
I mean, earlier today you disrespected some losers, but that's neither here nor there. Speaking of employment, go ahead.
She is looking like the favorite for Best Supporting Actress, again, given her Golden Globes win. Best Adapted Screenplay is Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Train Dreams. That will obviously be One Battle After Another's Best Original Screenplay, and this is where we're going to get back to the Sinners part of the nominations. So, Best Original Screenplay, it has to. This guy, come on. Nothing's been this original in a long fucking time. When we would look
at it's the first thing people said, too.
Yeah, when we saw the set photos and we talked about this, right? And it was nuts. It was like, so he's making a movie in the 1920s, and it's about vampires and twin brothers, and he looks like Blade though with his haircut and these glasses, which I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. But again, we were still not the movie we thought until that trailer came out, because when that trailer came, I was like, holy shit, this looks even crazier than it sounded on paper. Like,
yeah. And then when you watch the movie, it's even crazier.
It's I watched a few days ago.
Like, bro, cornbread. I forgot, my fault.
Cornbread. Because that's what I want to get to. So, best original screenplay, he'll probably have that locked up.
Him and Daryl Wood character was the best person.
Here's what it is. Because I'm glad you're right. Segue. All right, best casting. This is the latest Oscar. This was the one that they announced was going to start being added prior to the stunt one, which will be next year. So best casting is Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, and Sinners. Go off about Omar Benson Miller, Cornbread.
Hey, can I come in? What he said?
No. That's at least you can pay me.
Right? Yeah. At least you can. What he got? That's what I'm saying, bro. That movie, I gotta rewatch it. I said it was good, but I didn't say it was bad. I just gotta rewatch it. But
his acting when he cuts his piss off 3 times, is phenomenal.
Right. And when they finally got him, he just became more ridiculous. Y'all gonna let me in? Just walk in.
You've been letting your fat ass in here all day. Oh, ain't no one talking to you, bitch.
It felt like watching like Rush Hour, like his scenes with the comedic shit.
That's why, again, it's such an original screenplay, because it's a movie with, like I've said to you yesterday, 5 different pussy eating references.
Yeah, that's what.
That's
what I like.
Action, musical, drama, horror, and comedy. Like we're talking like pure fucking comedy with.
You said, and then when you said
to one another, and you know.
Right, and then when he said, you know, the main villain is based on the. Hey, you ever seen Puss in Boots? That's who the actor is based on.
Well, no. He said he's when the guy shredded past him. So why the red eyes? Like, so I saw Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, and you know, death in that movie. Whoa. And the guy's like, oh yeah, because he realized it too. He's like, you got the red eyes, and that's what I wanted. That's what I knew I wanted to use something similar for the movie. But
that's a proper California accent. All you motherfuckers that be ODing, using this shit, over whooping it, as they say in Chicago. No, that's how you properly do it.
Best cinematography: Frankenstein, Dan Lotson, who's a good cinematographer. Marty Supreme, Darius Kanji, legendary cinematographer. He shot 7 back in the day. So he's in One Battle After Another. It says Michael Bauman, but I can't remember. I don't know in terms of I don't know if he's real, because I think the story on the last few movies, PTA has been his own cinematographer, like Steven Soderbergh has been at times. Sinners, Autumn, Gerald Arcapa, and who's Filipina. Shout out to her. Train Dreams, Adolfo Vezzola. It's either going to be One Battle After Another or Sinners, and in my opinion, it's 2 different. It's 70mm in VistaVision with One Battle After Another, or modern digital with IMAX camera. I mean, they got film too, but with Sinners. And obviously there are times when you see the full IMAX screen takeover in Sinners, like when they fight in the juke joint at the end. And my favorite scene is just a shot of Smoking Sack's back at the end when he says, again, this is why I should win a best original screenplay. With he says that whole scene about that was the best day of my life too. It was the last time I saw my brother. It was the last time I saw the sun. Like that is writing. Again, and this guy's been a writer director his whole fucking career, from Fruitvale, Creed, Black Panther, to now, obviously. Oh crap! I just lost my place in terms of what are the other categories that they might be. Costume design, Avatar: Fire and Ash, which, the costumes you drew? What costume design? Like,
yeah.
Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sinners. And Sinners is done by the legendary Ruth E. Carter, who did Spike Lee's films. She won her Oscar for Black Panther in 2018-19's Oscars. This is one I could see them winning or losing, and not be. I mean, it would suck because it's Ruth E. Carter and she's such a legend, and be cool to have her get another one. Best film editing is F1, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. The editing in Sinners, again, is really good, especially with its its comedy moments and its quick cuts in the horror moments too. As soon as you think you're going to get full on horror, camera cuts on to the next scene. I can't remember if Top Gun won Best Editing. Because that's the vibe.
Like in 2023.
That's the vibe they're trying to do with F1. One Battle After Another's editing, to me, not as good as Sinners. So I wouldn't be surprised if they lost that one, that aspect of it. Best makeup and hairstyling, Frankenstein, Kokuho, Sinners, The Smashing Machine. The Smashing Machine got Best Makeup and Hairstyling.
They probably win.
The Ugly Stepsister. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if Sinners didn't win for Best Makeup and Hairstyling.
They probably go Smash Machine.
Or Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Best Original Score, Lagonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Sinners. It has to be Sinners.
Yeah.
Ludwig Göransson, again, he won for Oppenheimer. He won for Black Panther. He's obviously done the score to The Mandalorian. And the one part of the score that always sticks out is the dun, 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 like that, guitar strings being plucked early in the film and numerous times later in the film, especially when shit goes down. And Ludwig Göransson is obviously famous also for collaborating with Childish Gambino in his early albums. So he's Hollywood's gold. He took Hans Zimmer's spot as Hollywood's golden boy.
Yeah.
Best original song is "Dear Me" from Diana Warren, "Relentless." Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. This one is probably the winner because it's the most popular. And best song they kind of give to a more popular act or candidate. Like they gave Billie Eilish an Oscar for her "Okay" James Bond theme. They gave Sam Smith an Oscar for his "Okay" James Bond theme. They gave fucking Eminem and 3 6 Mafia Oscars for their rap song. So again, the best original song, it can go to anyone. It's going to go to K-pop Demon Hunters. I Lied to You from Sinners, which is the song that he sings and does the time traveling, big, huge set piece from all the different eras and all the different cultures. Sweet Dreams from Viva Verde and Train Dreams from Train Dreams. This one, people are probably going to be the most mad that Sinners won't win for, aside from Best Picture and Best Director, would be the song, just because people like K-pop Demon Hunters, or at least like that it's popular. But again, and it's music and lyrics by Raphael Sadiq. So what do you want to say about that?
Another Bay Area guy. It never rains in Southern California. What you want? Shouts out to Tony.
And then Best Production Design, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners. Again, I'm not shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if They say the Marty Supreme production design is really good in capturing that 1950s era,
Man,
especially
what is that movie
1950s.
about?
He is a street hustler slash ping pong player. It's basically like those upstart, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, inspiring tale movies. Um, just watch the trailer, you'll understand it.
I won't, but shouts out to no, don't shout out A24. All this weird mysterious shit they keep making.
Best sound, F1, probably the winner.
Yeah.
Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Seurat. The sound in Sinners, yes, is great, especially recreating sounds of the early 1910s. But they're probably going to give it to F1 for its, because again, I think that was one Top Gun did win as well. If they didn't win, they I think wanted best sound. Best visual effects: Avatar: Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World: Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners. Again, this visual effects in Sinners
Avatar.
aren't the visual effects in Sinners aren't bad. It's just there's not much to it. So yeah, it's Avatar or probably Jurassic World: Rebirth. But the main thing is, yeah, 16, a record-breaking nomination. The man from the Bay Area himself, he did it. He's probably going to walk away with hopefully one
Yeah.
in terms of either best director or best original screenplay. And there are times, again, watching that movie where both hit me hard. My favorite scene is the scene in which Sammy and Stack drive in the car, and he tells them the story um, of their dad and what happened to him. You know, he used to hit me, only me, but he didn't mean it. And then the last time he did, I woke up, smoke was burying him in the backyard. Like, and again, that's writing, and that's Michael B. Jordan's best acting of his entire career in that scene, giving that monologue. But also when he hears Miles Catton, because I bet this was probably the first time he heard Miles Catton sing as Sammy. When he does the traveling, and he reacts like we all did in the theater. It's the best reaction shot of all time, and does the wow, like it's pure fucking joy, pure acting, pure directing. Like it's like I said, my favorite scene of last year is that scene. Um, and that's what this guy does. This guy, I do this for a living. Like, and people are mad. He's gonna go back to Marvel World. He's gonna wrap up his movie trilogy like he wants to. Give him
As he
that.
should.
Especially given how the second one turned out, which is a fun movie. It's a depressing movie, but it's enjoyable. And again, it's still made by a guy who's an amazing filmmaker and writer at the end of the day.
And
you can
as
see
only he could. It's like, dude, Tom Brady ain't there. What the fuck we gonna do?
And unfortunately, you couldn't do the thing that we all would want to do because his writing the first one was so good, which is just bring back Killmonger full time. Because again, that movie works at the end, which there has to be a consequence. He killed his own cousin, but that's because he was willing to let him do that. That was his again the writing in Black Panther, and again the acting by both Chadwick and Michael Jordan. That's why I said it was his best performance until this, because even though it pisses people off, it's like I've always said this. It's an anime performance. A guy who watches anime like him is doing all that face and body movement and the delivery of dialogue and lines like Iraq and all that. He's talking like an over the top evil villain purposely. It's not someone who doesn't know how to act or who's best friends with the director. It's a guy who's giving you that type of performance, and the type of performance he gives the same speech in Sinners twice to two different women, and they're both phenomenal speeches. When he goes to see Mary and tells her like this magic shit don't work because look what happened, we're a baby, and then she does that. Why are you still alive? You got two arms, two legs, and a brain, and you're still mad that this magic don't work. But then he does the, would you want that I missed you? Huh? Like he's so good in that scene, and then he does it fucking 40 minutes later when Stack tells his girl like, "I think about you every day. That I miss you. That I love." He again, that's acting, that's writing, that's what this movie has, and that's why it's the best fucking picture. I'm sorry, PTA. It has to be the best picture. I
Yeah.
know you've been waiting, but this guy did it, and it's just not the cool thing to say. Like, and I love the only part I dislike is the Irish, the Irish song dancing scene, just because I
Why?
felt like, to me, it just felt a little too silly. It was the one part I felt was a little too silly, but I understand it has to mirror Sammy's song in terms of the power of music and and the control it has, and obviously he's the same thing, but the Irish version, like they alluded to in the start of the movie, in which in Africa, the people who sung songs had the power to do this. In Ireland, they also could do the same thing. So it's meant to mirror Sammy's song.
Yeah.
But to me, it just felt so, like, it's just silly. And that's the only part that I still had a problem rewatching it. Was that scene? Everything else, and it just gets a little too much. When the Asian guy, and that was great casting too. The all three Asian actors, the father, the wife, and the daughter, especially the daughter of her country ass accent.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal casting there, and they were all great actors in that movie. And even Haley Steinfeld. I mean, shit, it's still a crazy thing that she's so good in. I mean, she's always a great actress, but like she's just so good in this movie, talking the way she's talking.
Well, you better get the heck out of my face with that.
Yeah. um. But yeah, when the Asian guy does his version of "You Can Just Let Me Inside," that was a little too much. But that's the rules of Invasion of the Body Snatchers and vampirism
Yeah.
and all that. Is you kind of have to tilt your hand. Um, but yeah, I mean, again, all I'm doing is just praising this movie because we really haven't talked about it much, like, scene by scene or bar for bar of it. But like I said last year, it was an easy one to say was the best movie of the year and best and favorite, because sometimes it can be either or. But to me, it was both.
Right. I'm with you.
The unfortunate part is having the most nominations kind of does hurt the movie itself on Oscar night. I think the ones that have had the most nominations have really only won, I think, like a quarter of their nominations the last couple of years. I think the one to have the most successful wins had to be Return of the King, or they had that record for a long time.
Yeah, they
As
did. Because I remember
the
they got
most.
nominated for every goddamn thing.
Well, they took it from Titanic. If I'm not mistaken, it was, yeah. But I'm saying I don't think there's been an Oscar since that had such
Nah.
a runaway winner in a lot of the categories that it was nominated in. And obviously, if it doesn't win, it's going to have another discourse like with the Tayana thing about race and how the Oscar treats movies by black directors and all that. Especially if something like, again, One Battle After Another were to win, that would probably throw more fuel on the fire in the interracial agenda and all that. But like I said, it's the Bay Area Victory Lap today. That's what we're calling
Right.
the episode, because the man came from Sacramento State College. He all right. I haven't heard him on Amy Poehler's podcast, but this is how we're going to end the episode. He had something I couldn't sign, big brother. I couldn't co-sign what he said, which Amy Poehler asked him, who do you root for, Raiders or 49ers? And he said, growing up in the Bay, I was agnostic. And I am like, no, I love you. I've never met the man, but I would tell him I love him straight up to his face. You can't pick and choose. It has to be, you have to choose one.
No, but you know what? I get what he mean, but at the same time, you're right.
I know
You got
exactly
to think it's two different type of
the Niners had,
yeah.
and I think he says the Niners had Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, the Super Bowls, but the Raiders had the colors, the NWA influence, all of that, and then, but like I
Y'all
said,
more
to me,
bougie compared to the Raiders, the Raider fans.
but to me, that's why I say you can't root for the A's and root for the Niners. You can't root for the Giants and root for the Raiders. You got to stay on one side of the bay.
Yeah.
You can't crisscross. You can't. Those are the rules. And you have to, again, and my family was split. There were Raiders fans and there were 49ers fans. But I have to let him slide because he's the best film, well, at least my favorite filmmaker right now.
I told you, I only know 2 employed Raider fans, CJ and Uncle Rock. That's it. The
And
rest
I
of
get
them,
it. He probably doesn't want to say
much.
he's a Raiders fan now with the move to Vegas, and I don't blame anyone who doesn't want to root for the Raiders after they became the
They ain't
Vaders, the
stopping Jacob.
Raiders. You try telling that man, as you just said, try telling him anything. Try telling him the sky is blue. What's he gonna say?
Oh, hey man, Biggie got a bar.
No.
He just bleed just like us. Yeah, grown man, just like me. Like, bro, why you a Raiders fan? I ain't take this out, Oos. That's because that's the team I grew up watching.
Well, you see who his cousins root for. They root for the Niners. See?
Yeah, the bougie side.
Oh, okay. All right. Roman, I would say is bougie, but not Jimmy and Jay.
And again, you talking about the oldest cousins. So they grew up around the time where the 49ers were, winning, unlike the Raiders. So yeah.
Don't forget the Raiders won two in the 80s.
Yeah, what you just say? The 80s, dog.
The Niners
y'all won in the 90s.
The Niners won 4 in the 80s and 1 in the 90s.
Still, you won in the 90s. What I just say? You won
no,
in the 90s.
It also boils down to, like I said, the NWA influence, but that because it's more they were the Los Angeles Raiders at that time.
So yeah, they went back and forth.
Yeah, is that people probably had an issue for a team that left the Bay.
That's why my uncle a Raiders fan. He unemployed, but he a diehard Raiders fan because LA.
Yeah, but no, that was this week's episode. Again, the Oscars, fuck them. They don't reward the movies you like, or the movies you or the movies you want. The F1 thing, just real quick. It should not have been nominated. It's a movie I like. It's got a phenomenal opening race scene. The best race in the movie, ironically, isn't the actual F1 race. It's the 24 Hours of Daytona race. Because it's set to Led Zeppelin's what's it? Whole Lot of Love. And it's fucking phenomenal. Brad Pitt. I know people have a lot of issues with Brad Pitt. I still like him as an actor.
Who are people? Say their name.
No, just a lot of people do. Like,
why?
He's a
because I crack my jokes, but why?
You think he's a terrible actor. People think he's a terrible. Well, people know he's a terrible human being.
Oh, I didn't know about that. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the problem with people. Y'all can't worry about their personal life.
But that's been for years and years, especially once their divorce started. All these stories came out about how he's a terrible guy, but yet Hollywood still.
Wait, is they fucking him or is she fucking him? What's that got to do with y'all?
No, he's the one who's the villain in this whole.
I get it, but what can you do? If she doing the necessary, I'm not defending him by all means. No, she doing the necessary precautions to get away from him, which this woman has done, then let them handle that. It ain't y'all business.
My point is, people were complaining about him being in this movie, and they still want to see it. So that's like, as we talk about, at the end of the day, it don't fucking matter. Like,
right? It just that's
the case.
I do the whole, depending on what it is, I take away the celebrity from the art. Like, dude, he ain't got no art, but he a celebrity, so I guess that's why y'all like him again. That's what I'm saying.
In your opinion, he doesn't have any art. In my opinion, he's got a lot of movies I like and enjoy. And
yeah, but that's the movie. Did you enjoy his performance?
Yeah, I think he's a good
actor.
Seven, in a lot of movies, especially in Oceans.
Come on, let's go. What's that DayZ or Day X or whatever that zombie movie was that kept getting pushed back?
That's horrible.
Yeah, because they kept. I remember when he was rewriting it, they had to do extra shots, all that. Go ahead.
7, Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Fury, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Um,
You liked
I
him in
do.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Fuck yeah! That's the movie I forgot to put on my list because it doesn't have
You
an
like his
official date.
performance better than Leo's?
No, they both should have had Oscars. Brad Pitt won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, but Leo should have gotten an Oscar for that one instead
Okay.
of The Revenant. Because Leo has the better scenes, but Brad Pitt is super good in Once Upon a Time in
Why is
Hollywood.
this the second week I heard about the Revenant? What the fuck?
Because we just talked about it. Because I said the guy that wrote
No,
the
no, no.
dog
Somebody
suit.
else mentioned it too, besides
Oh,
us.
but we just talked about it literally on the last episode.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch
Um,
it, but yeah.
but that's the movie I forgot to put on my list because, like I said, it doesn't have an official date. But the Cliff Booth solo movie, The Adventures of Cliff Booth, written by Quentin Tarantino, directed by David Fincher, is going to Netflix. It's allegedly coming out this summer or fall potentially. That
Who
would have
gonna
been high
watch
on
it
my list.
besides you?
People who like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and
Anybody?
Tarantino
Yeah, all five people, all senior citizens.
and David Fincher fans and yeah,
Yeah,
it's
everybody that's 60 years old.
and it's got a stacked cast. It's got Carla Gugino, Scott Conn, Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Timothy Oliphant. Yeah,
I ain't watching that shit. What is he doing? He gonna beat up Bruce Lee again? Fictional characters.
he might do something similar, but yeah, but
Who beat up Michael J. White? It's we know they lying.
but yes, I enjoyed F1 for the movie it is. Like I said, it's not Top Gun Maverick. It's trying to be Bull Durham, barely, and it's not. It should not have gotten a Best Picture nomination. That's just plain and simple. It's not good enough to get that type of nomination. An enjoyable movie, not a great movie.
Okay
But
then.
that's campaigning. They shook the hands, kissed the babies, and slid the money under the table because it's an Apple movie. So
I'll still watch it.
yeah, oh no, definitely. I said watch it. It's worth being watched. Like I said, it's a great sports movie. It's not a great movie. So check it out. We'll be back next week. Who knows what we'll talk about then? Um, this seems like it might be quiet time. I'm not talking about football, like I said. I'm not talking about the rest of these playoffs.
I'll be watching
I'm
it, but
I'm either gonna have to get into wrestling or get back into wrestling, I should say, or start
I
watching the NBA.
don't
Uh,
fucking. There we go. I'm up. Don't watch the
well,
fucking NBA. This is why I got back into wrestling. Cause you know why? That's less fictional than this bullshit. That's why I started back watching wrestling, and
how do
because
I
that
switch it to
fucking
your side?
jabroni. I don't give a fuck about the camera, and that's why I stopped watching it. Cause Cody, you know why I started back watching it? Cody Rhodes ain't got the fucking title no more, so we up. Pause, and
Jade
also
Cargill
because
has
the
her
fucking
title.
NBA. Don't talk, I'm talking, man. And then because the fucking NBA is trash. I'm so goddamn tired of this fucking NBA every fucking week. Where is Giannis? And I hate ESPN because it's always at the gym. Where is Giannis going? Where is Giannis going? Who gives a fuck? Oh, where's John Moran going? I hate the goddamn NBA we in. Adam Silver, you gonna pay for your sins for more than one reason. I don't know who the fuck y'all worship, you and your people. I don't know who you worship, but you going to hell off what you did to my league. David Stern, if you can hear me down there, come back. He is ruining our league. We ain't got nobody playing defense. It's just fucked up. I would rather, dude, I would watch NXT every goddamn day. The Rockets is playing. The Spurs playing. Who else fucking OKC play every goddamn day? The Knicks play every day. Every fucking day it's the same team. I swear to God, it's the same teams every single day. The Lakers play once a week. All right. I fucking hate the NBA right now. I've barely been watching the past couple years, and I'm gonna continue to be the same thing. You know what I do? I put on podcasts and I just watch the NBA to go to fucking sleep. That's my new melatonin. Cause the shit is fucking boring. Everybody, all they do is shoot. Nobody dunk. Nobody do a layup. Nobody fucking play defense. I hate the goddamn NBA. The NBA is so bad that when I'm not playing the video game, I went back to hockey. I ain't watched hockey in 15 years. I went back. I can't wait for the MLB. And the MLB used to be my third, fourth favorite sport right now. I prefer the fucking baseball over there. I might start watching goddamn college baseball over the NBA. Fuck the NBA. LeBron, go the fuck home. I'm out. I hate the fucking NBA.